Hello, so we are live. So namaste, hello, good evening all, and Jambo. I am Kritika here, welcoming you all in Zydus Hospital's live session. So today we are going to talk about women's health, especially women's reproductive health. Today we are going to talk about hysterectomy. Hysterectomy basically in simple terms means removal of uterus. Let us just talking when we are talking about women. So women is a major and plays very important role in everyone's life. Everyone in the family is totally dependent on women, right? So whether we play major role basically, whether it be being a wife, a mother, a friend, or a daughter, we play a most important role in a family, other than like those of role played by a man. So let me just welcome today our specialist, Dr. Parul Kutlawala and Dr. Santwan Mehta. So welcome, doctors. We are live today with this interesting session. So let's get started with our first question with Dr. Parul. So, sir, just starting with the basics, let us just you just give us more information about what does this hysterectomy means and why is it important?
Thank you. Allow me to share my screen just to give. Is it visible to you all?
Yes, it
Yes.
is visible.
See, this is the basic location of uterus in a woman's body, and this is the uterus. If you look at a larger view, this is the uterus. It has two ovaries on both sides and two tubes, and from below it is connected to the vagina. So removal of this part known as hysterectomy. It is the most common surgery after cesarean section in women. Unfortunately, we do not have data from India, but in even an advanced country like United States, they have 4 million hysterectomies performed every year. So it is a very common surgery, and it is performed for mainly 3 reasons, but there are many more as well. Let me just first highlight what we do in a hysterectomy. We remove this uterus, but we leave behind the ovary. Nowadays, current concept is we remove the tube as well, but the ovary is left behind, which is producing the feminine hormone, and so no side effects occur, which many times people worry about. So we remove this, and from the side view, you can see that it is connected in the front with the bladder, that is the urine bag, and on the back side is the rectum. So one has to be careful when one operates on this, especially when there are previous cesarean section, when this bladder may be stuck up to the uterus. If you look at this, this is where we will have to detach it from the vagina. The upper part is relatively free from other structures, but here it is connected to bladder, and here it is very close to the rectum. So we have to cut in this area. This is slightly tricky, and a person's experience is very important in that. Now, the reason for hysterectomy, why do we perform? Mainly 3 reasons. One is that in 40 plus age, there are hormonal disturbances. See, the nature has designed that every month there will be one chance for the lady to have a child. The ovulation occurs from this egg basket on around 14th day of menstrual cycle, which passes into the fallopian tube. The sperms are deposited here and they move on their own with their tail-like action and reach inside the tube. Only one sperm is needed for fertilizing this egg, female egg, which is only one. And this happens on the next day within 24 hours. The female egg cannot survive more than 24 hours. And then here that future child has happened, and this slowly travels to the uterine cavity, and here it lodges in one of these walls after 1 week. Now, if this doesn't happen, then the baby grows here, and the time of delivery, it comes out through this same route. But by chance, the pregnancy doesn't happen. the brain is a signal that this time it has failed, the fertilization has not occurred. So the hormones go down, and this lining inside the uterus, the pink lining, which has grown to receive this baby, it is the nutrition for the baby, that cannot survive. And this also will die out and will come off. And the blood behind and this skin, they come out, and that is known as menstruation. Now, after 40, this thickening of this lining gets disturbed because of hormonal disturbances. And sometimes because of that, patient may have heavy period or irregular period. The hormones are not in sufficient quantity. So that becomes a main reason for suggesting a hysterectomy in 40 plus age. We have medicines which can prevent it, but not in all. It works in half of them. In half of them, it doesn't. Then these white things are fibroids. These are tumors of the muscle of uterus. This dark brown color is the muscle. They are innocuous by themselves. They are not cancerous, but by their size and their location, they create problem. Sometimes if it is closer to inside, it may cause heavy period or painful period. And if it grows too big, then surrounding structures may get pressed. So that is another common reason for hysterectomy. The first was abnormal bleeding. Second is fibroid. And third is sometimes this lining grows too thick. And then that is called hyperplasia. And this hyperplasia is complex. That lady has a chance of developing uterine cancer. So that is another reason for which we may suggest hysterectomy. So these three are the commonest. The other rare things also may respond to that. Okay. I hope I have explained things.
I mean, I just need to ask that, is this the only way to get rid of uterine pain and excessive or abnormal bleeding?
Okay, now, as I said, in 50% of patients, we can offer medical therapy. Like if this is too thick, there are certain hormones which can thin this out. But then it is a hormone and which is a steroid hormone. So it has body side effects as well. So regularly taking steroid hormones for a long period of time, the patient may not be very happy with it. Then there is a device which we insert in the uterus, which releases hormone continuously. That also is an excellent device, and it has reduced the number of hysterectomies performed nowadays. See, when I was a student 30 years back, many women used to come for removal of uterus once their childbearing potential was over, once their family size was complete. But in current days time, many times people may get divorced, may remarry, and they would want the potential of menses as well as potential of childbearing. So we do not suggest removal of uterus so early in age. Only in an older age we suggest that. So with medicines, we can, as I said, we can thin out this lining. For fibroid, unfortunately, many medicines have come, but all of them have been found inadequate. The last very good medicine which came 4 or 5 back, somehow it has been noted that it causes liver toxicity, and it has been very recently banned. Only in November, the DGCI banned that medicine in India. So as of today, yes, short period of time, 2-3 years of menopause is nearby, then suggest medical therapy. But for a longer period of time, the patient herself may insist on a removal of uterus.
Okay, sir. I hope everyone would have understood it very clearly, as you explained the whole process nicely. So moving on to Dr. Santwan, my question is, I have heard that the surgery is performed in different ways. So can you just describe us about its type, like laparoscopic hysterectomy and open hysterectomy? So how they both differ?
Okay, so basically अभी तक जो हिस्टेक्टोमी हो रही थी वो ओपन कन्वेंशनल मेथड से हो रही थी. ओपन एब्डोमिनल मेजर सर्जरी जिसे कहते थे, उसमें क्या रहता था कि महिलाओं के शरीर पे एक बड़ा लगभग 8 से 10 सेंटीमीटर का इंसिजन रखा जाता था और गर्भाशय का ऑपरेशन किया जाता था। लेकिन इस बड़े इंसिजन की वजह से क्या रहता था कि पेशेंट को ऑपरेशन के बाद पेन ज्यादा रहता था, हॉस्पिटल में लगभग 4 से 5 दिन तक एडमिट रहना पड़ता है, और पेशेंट को रिकवरी आने में लगभग 2 से 3 महीना जितना टाइम लगता है। बट नाउ बिकॉज ऑफ द एडवांसमेंट ऑफ द मेडिकल साइंस एंड ऑल द टेक्नोलॉजीज, अभी मिनिमल इन्वेजिव टेक्निक यानी कि लेप्रोस्कोपी, की होल सर्जरी से पूरी हिस्टेक्टोमी ऑपरेशन किया जा सकता है। In this laparoscopic operation, rather than putting a big incision on the woman's abdomen, small, less than 1 centimeter, 2 to 3 incisions are given. इन छोटे इंसिजन की वजह से पेशेंट को पेन बहुत ही कम होता है। लगभग एक ही दिन के बाद पेशेंट को हॉस्पिटल से डिस्चार्ज किया जा सकता है। फ्रॉम सेकेंड डे ऑनवर्ड्स पेशेंट कैन डू हर नॉर्मल ऑल रूटीन वर्क, and even within 1 or 2 weeks patient can resume her normal work, even can start her jobs also. So in a way this laparoscopy has revolutionized the way of women healthcare in terms of the hysterectomy care and everything.
Okay, so sort of.
Santwan, can you just highlight the relation with vaginal hysterectomy? Because sometimes patients are
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, there are specific conditions like जब गर्भाशय की थैली नीचे से prolapse हो जाती है, in cases like in those cases where woman has undergone so many normal vaginal delivery और नीचे के pelvic muscles की laxity की वजह से गर्भाशय की थैली अपनी जगह पे नहीं रहती है और शरीर में से बाहर निकलती है। कुछ कुछ केसेस में यूरिन प्रॉब्लम वैसा भी रहता है। So in those cases vaginal hysterectomy is better and can be easier performed than the open or the laparoscopic hysterectomy. In those cases, we usually advise to go for the vaginal hysterectomy.
But those where there is no descent, there is no laxity, if we
Yes, sir.
pulling on it, sometimes people,
Yes, sir.
then it can cause a lot of pain post-operatively, and that one has to be careful when one decides for vaginal hysterectomy.
So it is like, we have to be very careful while choosing the route of the surgery. अगर गर्भाशय की साइज बड़ी है और जैसे सर ने बताया वैसे अगर it is not coming outside, then if we can do the vaginal hysterectomy in those cases also, but then the recovery period and the pain and everything is troublesome for the patient. So in that cases, laparoscopic hysterectomy holds an edge over the vaginal hysterectomy.
Okay, so what I understood, it totally depends upon the investigation which we go as a primary treatment.
Yes, and the patient's condition and clinical examination finding.
Right, true. So, Dr. Parul, I have a next question for you. Is age a matter of concern for going this hysterectomy?
Oh, as I said, 30 years back, the moment women would feel that their family is complete, they would insist on a hysterectomy. Because the social custom was that during period, nobody would touch the lady. She is segregated in a corner of a house. So they used to welcome them. But now we know with education and more understanding that uterus is not a structure just to be removed once the function is over. And as I said, many times second marriage is either due to widowhood or divorce, and then need for pregnancy again would also necessitate that we keep the uterus unless it is problematic. So now we tend to avoid suggesting a hysterectomy up to the age of 40. Below 40, only in selected cases where other options are not possible, then only we suggest a removal of uterus. And 40 plus, again 45 plus, and if the problem is little, we can recommend that for a 1 or 2 years she may extend it, take some medicine and reach menopause. But otherwise, the primary condition, like if it is likely to end up in a cancer in future, patient herself would insist that let us take it off. So on an average, 40 plus is the time where we may recommend a removal of uterus.
Right.
Okay, so post 40, it is advisable, but it totally depends on
individual
age
are
also.
always.
Okay.
Yes.
So Dr. Santwan, Nowadays, what women go through is excessive bleeding problem and pain and all those issues. So, uh, do you think that these issues are totally related to the lifestyle and how it has differed from that of 15 years back?
Okay, so see the let's पहले मैं आपको समझाता हूँ एक्सेसिव ब्लीडिंग किसे कहते हैं. नॉर्मली हर महिला को एक महीने में एक बार पीरियड होना चाहिए एंड इट शुड बी फॉर अराउंड 2 to 5 days एंड इट शुड हैव ओनली 2 to 5 pads पर डे. कभी कभी कैसा रहता है कि कुछ महिलाओं को पीरियड एक महीने में 2 बार आ सकता है. ब्लीडिंग 7-8 दिन तक कंटिन्यू रह सकता है और हर दिन ब्लीडिंग की अमाउंट भी बहुत ज्यादा रहती है. सो इन दैट केसेस इन महिलाओं को या तो जैसे हमने देखा कि गर्भाशय या अंडाशय में कुछ स्ट्रक्चरली प्रॉब्लम हो सकते हैं या फिर उनकी हार्मोन में डिस्टरबेंस हो सकता है. तो ये जो हार्मोनल डिस्टरबेंस है जिसकी वजह से पेशेंट को एक महीने में 2 बार ब्लीडिंग हो सकती है या फिर इरेगुलर एक्सेसिव ब्लीडिंग हो सकता है, वो सब हार्मोनल डिस्टरबेंस की वजह से हो सकता है. एंड दिस हार्मोन हैज अ रिलेशन विद दिस मॉडर्न लाइफस्टाइल एंड एवरीथिंग. जैसे कि हमारी लाइफ में अभी स्ट्रेस लेवल बढ़ गया है, जंक फूड, स्मोकिंग, अल्कोहल, टॉक्सिन्स एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स हैव आल्सो इंक्रीज. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट थायराइड हार्मोन, बाकी सब हार्मोन आर डिस्टर्ब हो गए हैं और उसकी वजह से वुमन की मेंस्ट्रुअल साइकिल इरेगुलर वगैरह हो सकती है.
Okay, so lifestyle plays a basic and important role. So one have to be, I mean, keep on exercising and taking their
Yes,
diets properly.
definitely. Yes.
One big reason is obesity, because
Yes.
high body weight and the fat tends to retain estrogen hormone in them. So the long lasting effect of estrogen occurs in obese women. So that will lead to disturbance in hormones.
Okay.
And we have seen that there is a rise of obesity because of the lack of exercise, excessive junk food, excessive, fatty foods and all those things. So all these things leads to excessive bleeding and all those things.
True. Okay. So Dr. Parul, now what happens is after hysterectomy, most of the women, they just get into this menopausal time. I mean, they get some of the symptoms of menopause. So is it true it generally happens like hot flashes and weight gain especially? Can you just brief us about that?
See, I showed you this picture. I'm showing it again. See, this is where the crux of the matter lie. This is ovary or egg basket. It has two functions. One is to produce female egg, and second is to produce estrogen and progesterone, which are the hormones for femininity. Now, at menopause, this egg basket gets empty, and the hormones also stop getting produced. Very minimal amount may get produced, and mainly in the fat cells. So that is called menopause, once this stops working. So when we perform a hysterectomy, we avoid removing the ovary. We cut from here on both sides and remove this part and leave behind the ovary. Now there are some studies which suggest that if we leave behind this tube, it may cause certain problems later on. So we remove the tube also, but the ovary is always left behind. And as long as possible, at least one ovary, even one ovary, if it is diseased, we retain another one. And so menopausal symptoms would not come up immediately. See, if we remove both of these, then suddenly there is stoppage of hormones and all those issues which you narrate come up. But otherwise, it has been shown that if you retain at least one ovary, the menopause may be advanced by an year or two, not much. And that would be gradual. So sudden change in hormone status will not occur. And so the symptoms are not so very intense.
Instant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is the biggest myth actually. Most of the women feel that if the hysterectomy is done, they will be going into the instant menopause. It is not like that.
Right, right. So the next question is somewhat relating to this only. Women are very much reluctant to undergo hysterectomy as they think that they might put on some weight after going through the surgery. So does it really have an impact on the weight?
See, basically, हिस्टेक्टोमी पर सी, मतलब हिस्टेक्टोमी से किसी का वेट नहीं बढ़ता है, लेकिन अगर ऑपरेशन के बाद लंबे समय तक आराम किया जाए या फिर एक्सरसाइज वगैरह न की जाए, उसकी वजह से वजन बढ़ सकता है। बेसिकली हमारे कल्चर में ऐसा माना जाता है कि हिस्टेक्टोमी इज अ मेजर ऑपरेशन। तो उसके बाद पेशेंट को ज्यादातर फैटी डाइट, घी वाला, बटर वाला ज्यादा डाइट दिया जाता है। पेशेंट लंबे समय तक आराम करते हैं, उन सब की वजह से वेट पुट ऑन होता है। अगर इसकी जगह पे जैसे कि हमने बताया कि लेप्रोस्कोपी ऑपरेशन के बाद सेकेंड डे से ही पेशेंट अपना नॉर्मल रूटीन काम कर सकता है। और एक्चुअली सेकेंड और थर्ड वीक से तो हम पेशेंट को रेगुलर एक्सरसाइज, प्राणायाम और इवन स्विमिंग जैसी एक्सरसाइज भी एडवाइस करते हैं। पेशेंट को एक प्रॉपर डाइट प्लान दिया जाता है जिसमें पेशेंट को न्यूट्रिशन मिले, पेशेंट की वाइटलिटी मेंटेन रहे, वैसा डाइट प्लान सजेस्ट करते हैं। और एक्सरसाइज के लिए कहते हैं। तो इन सभी की वजह से पेशेंट एक्टिव रहता है और पेशेंट अपना वेट डेफिनेटली कंट्रोल कर सकता है। सो दिस इज ऑल्सो वेरी बिग मिसकंसेप्शन दैट आफ्टर द हिस्टेक्टोमी patient usually do not put on the weight.
So basically, it is just a myth, and it is,
Yes,
I
right.
mean, very much easy to go forward with this procedure.
It has a social aspect also. See, at that age, at around 40, anyway, a person is going to gain weight. लेकिन अपने को वो देने के बजाय रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी शी विल गिव टू द सर्जरी की ऑपरेशन की वजह से बढ़ी है.
True.
Yes, right.
She was anyway going to gain weight.
It's just like blame game.
Yes, right.
And it
Yes.
is very common.
Convenient.
So many patients even tell us कि फैमिली प्लानिंग ऑपरेशन करवाया ना तब से पेन है, तब से ये प्रॉब्लम है. Everything they would attribute to a particular surgery. So similarly here कि ये सर्जरी की वजह से बढ़ गया, हकीकत में ऐसे भी बढ़ना था. Unless they change their lifestyle and work hard. ऐसा है कि 20 साल की उम्र में जो हम खाना खाते हैं, जो बॉडी मास वो अपने BMI बोलते हैं, अरे बॉडी की जो फूड की कैपेसिटी
मेटाबॉलिज्म
करने की, मेटाबॉलिज्म, वो 40 की एज पे हाफ हो जाती है. सो यू हैव टू रिड्यूस योर फूड इनटेक बाय हाफ, अदरवाइज यू विल गेन वेट. मेनी टाइम्स पेशेंट से मैं इतना ही खाती हूँ जो पहले खाती थी, तो भी वजन बढ़ रहा है. बट वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड अवर बॉडी कि 20 साल की उम्र में जो जरूरत थी शरीर को अभी आधी हो गई है, तो हमें खाना भी अकॉर्डिंगली करना है. तो वो नहीं करने से वेट गेन होगा.
एंड एक्सरसाइज की जरूरत बढ़ जाती है और एक्सरसाइज करना पड़ता है.
So I hope everyone would have understood it very clearly कि facts क्या हैं. Okay, so Dr. Parul, let's just talk about the sexual aspect of this hysterectomy. So how does it affect sexual life of a female? And how does, I mean, what about the sex life post hysterectomy?
See, sexuality has various ways, and individuals deal in different ways. Many a times, many other issues crop up which put off a person for sexual desires. लेकिन हम अगर medically देखें, तो basically the sex part is only handled by the lower part of the vagina. So यहाँ पे जो muscles हैं side में, they are known as love muscles. Basically, one doesn't need full depth of vagina, and operation doesn't alter this fact. This part only is required, and so sex physically should not be affected by the surgery. Unless there are stitches here which are painful or vagina has become too short. This happens commonly in vaginal hysterectomy. In abdominal or laparoscopy, it doesn't happen. And so essentially sexual parts are not affected, but many times people feel sort of that now I have grown old and my uterus has also gone. So mentally the woman is disinclined. Otherwise, if we take a survey, so many women in fact feel better after surgery. There are large surveys in Western world which have happened that patients have felt more satisfied
Comfortable.
and
Yes.
pain-free post removal of uterus regarding sex. Unfortunately, we have not been able to conduct such surveys, and patients are also not very open discussing this
Right.
aspect. Yes.
So that means she can still have that orgasmic feeling or so.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It has absolutely
Absolutely.
no connection. In fact, now they would feel more open if they have not had family planning operation. They would have some worry about possibility of now that
So they are
also
not,
will
no, they are not concerned about, any
any
family
issues.
thing and everything. Yes, right. They are more secure about that thing.
Okay. And so what happens to sperms? I mean, what happens basically with this tiny little swimmers? Where does they go?
Again, as I showed this picture, this would be the end result. So in a normal before surgery case, the sperms are deposited here and some of them would go inside, not all, but half of them would enter inside, go to the tube. And as I said, only one sperm is necessary for fertilization of egg, whereas semen contains 50, 60 million sperms. What happens to all of them? They just drop off into the abdomen and die out, or they die out in this area, wherever they are. They last just 48 to 72 hours. A sperm does not live beyond that inside the body, and outside the body in half an hour, all the sperms die. So after hysterectomy, this path is closed. The semen will remain here. It may leak out, or even if it is retained here, this sperms will die out within 2 to 3 days. So they have no consequences for anyone.
Okay. So nothing basically happens with them. They just flesh out
Yeah.
of the
Yes,
body.
right.
Okay, okay. So Dr. Santwan, if there is a bleeding post hysterectomy, so what does it indicate?
ओके देखिए हिस्टेक्टोमी के बाद यूजुअली ब्लीडिंग नहीं होता है. मोस्टली क्या होता है कि जो वजाइनल पार्ट है वहां से ब्राउनिश या लिटिल पिंक कलर का डिस्चार्ज होता है. वो बेसिकली हमने हिस्टेक्टोमी के बाद जो वजाइनल कफ होता है उसको स्यूचर किया होता है. ये स्यूचर डिसॉल्व होने की वजह से थोड़ा थोड़ा डिस्चार्ज होता है. ये वाटरी डिस्चार्ज ही रहता है. सो सम पेशेंट मे कंफ्यूज दैट विद द ब्लीडिंग. सो यूजुअली ऐसे वाटरी डिस्चार्ज के लिए पेशेंट को कोई ट्रीटमेंट लेने की या कोई मेडिकल दवाइयां लेने की जरूरत नहीं रहती है. ये डिस्चार्ज यूजुअली कुछ दिनों में अपने आप बंद हो जाता है. वेरी रेयरली इन लेस देन 1% केसेस कभी कभी हिस्टेक्टोमी के बाद ब्लीडिंग हो सकता है. बट दैट कैन ऑल्सो बी टेकन केयर विद द कंजर्वेटिव मैनेजमेंट. और जो उसके लिए कोई मेजर ऑपरेशन या वैसा कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है. और यूजुअली इट कैन बी normally managed with that thing.
Okay, and what about infection? Does anyone can get infected post hysterectomy?
Yes, see the infection is like hysterectomy के लिए हम proper aseptic precautions use करते हैं. प्रोफाइलेक्टिक एंटीबायोटिक्स ऑपरेशन से पहले और ऑपरेशन के बाद भी देते हैं. और लेप्रोस्कोपी की जिसमें पेशेंट के ऊपर बहुत ही छोटे इंसिजन्स होते हैं. सो इन सभी की वजह से इन्फेक्शन होने के चांसेस बहुत ही कम रहते हैं. हिस्टेक्टोमी इज आफ्टर ऑल एन सर्जिकल प्रोसीजर. बट इफ वी फॉलो ऑल दिस प्रोटोकॉल स्ट्रिक्टली then there are very less chances of infection to the patient.
Okay, but do you think if anyone gets infected or by some or the other reason, so how it can be managed?
As I told you that if you follow the proper aseptic precautions and antibiotics and everything, and before taking this hysterectomy usually एक elective planned surgery रहती है. तो पेशेंट का वाइटल स्टेटस कैसा है, उनका इन्फेक्शन स्टेटस कैसा है, वो सब चेक करने के बाद, सब ब्लड रिपोर्ट्स और सब करने के बाद ही हम पेशेंट को ऑपरेशन के लिए लेते हैं. So basically there are less chances of infection if the surgery has been done in a proper place in proper aseptic precautions. अगर by chance अगर infection रहता है, then it has to be treated very aggressively with all the medications and all the injectable antibiotics and like that.
Okay, so medications will do.
Infection essentially is more of a problem for a woman who has diabetes. So in those patients, we have to be more careful, but we generally cover the surgery with antibiotics. So it should not happen. But
It
अगर
should not
diabetes
happen.
का कंट्रोल अच्छा नहीं रहा, पेशेंट का कंप्लायंस अच्छा नहीं है, उसने शुगर लेवल कंट्रोल में नहीं रखा, तो चांसेस ज्यादा है. But with good antibiotics, and we always perform culture to select the right antibiotic for that infection, and that is how we can control.
And now with all
Basically,
the good,
medications.
yes,
Yes,
right, with all the good, diabetes and all those things also can be controlled only then only we take the patient for the surgery.
okay. Okay, so Dr. Parul, nowadays as we know, COVID time is going on. So people, I mean women, are they at the safe point to undergo with this surgery?
See, the surgery of removal of uterus has no additional problem to the patient. Whatever worry is for the healthcare people, if patient is positive by chance and we operate on her, then we may get infected. For her, only problem will be that she may get the infection from the hospital. So if your hospital is COVID free and they take proper precautions, pre-operative testing, and regular cleaning of air and everything, then COVID doesn't really matter for the patient. And when doctors themselves are so cautious, I don't think COVID matters much. So postponing a needed surgery is not the right thing. Yes, if you can try with other options and patient is fine, you can delay it by also. Especially patients' relatives are positive and we are worried that patient may be in incubation period, then we let go that much of time. But otherwise, essentially, COVID should not have any other effect.
Basically,
So
COVID is not
everyone,
a contraindication for the surgery.
true, as we are taking care of ourselves at home or as we in
Yeah.
hospital, so everyone is responsible for their own health. So they are also equally responsible for taking care to
Exactly.
prevent COVID.
Yes,
Okay.
right.
So, Dr. Santwan, any surgical procedure, if anyone is going through any kind of surgical procedure, so it totally and completely hampers our life, our daily routine. It, our life and functioning routine, everything gets hampered very easily. So, various women undergo certain exercises and other things. So, how sooner can she be recovered post
Okay.
hysterectomy?
See, basically, this number one, how the hysterectomy is performed, that is a very big say on patient's recovery and her post procedure workup. So, अगर basically ये जो laparoscopy है, it has been devised for the patient's comfort and like that. Laparoscopy operation के बाद जैसे मैंने समझा है कि from next day onwards we encourage the patient to do her all normal routine work. Like she can go to the washroom on her own. She doesn't need to be confined to the bed. अपना खुद का काम अपनी तरह से कर सकती है. उसको किसी और के ऊपर डिपेंडेंट नहीं रहना पड़ता है. और within 1 or 2 weeks she can also join her job also. घर में भी अपना जो नॉर्मल रूटीन काम है वो सब चीजें कर सकती है. So लेप्रोस्कोपी की वजह से पेशेंट की जो रूटीन लाइफ में रिज्यूम करना है, it has become a big boon, big advantages for her.
मैं एक चीज ऐड करूंगा कि नाउ वी नो, सी पहले का मेडिकल सर्जरी के टेक्स्ट बुक में भी लिखा था कि बिग सर्जन्स मेक बिग इंसिजन. लार्जर द इंसिजन, बेटर इज द सर्जरी इनसाइड. फाइन. बट नाउ वी नो दैट लार्जर द इंसिजन, डिलेड इज द रिकवरी. आप अंदर
Exactly.
कितना ही टाइम लंबा सर्जरी करो, 3-4 घंटा, और दूसरा 15 मिनट का सर्जरी लेकिन बिगर कट, तो वो बिगर कट वाले को ज्यादा टाइम लगेगा. सो टाइम टेकन फॉर द सर्जरी इज नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट. द डैमेज टू द बॉडी टिश्यू इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. सो लेप्रोस्कोपी सर्जरी में हम कट कम कर देते हैं. जो 10 सेंटीमीटर का कट था उसके बजाय 1-1 सेंटीमीटर का 1 या 2 और 5-5 मिलीमीटर का 2, इतना ही कट आता है. तो रिकवरी बिकम्स वेरी फास्ट. भले सर्जरी टाइम में इंक्रीज बिकॉज वी यूज वेरी स्मॉल टाइनी इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स compared to open surgery where a large scissor cuts 1 or 2 inch at a time. Here we cut very small. But overall recovery is much quicker because of the reduced size of the cut on the body.
Okay, and
so shorter
same thing,
that incision and recovery is faster.
Yes, with this shorter incision.
Size doesn't matter. How long you take doesn't matter. Many times patient ask us, doctor, kitna time lagega? That is not important.
Exactly. और शॉर्ट इंसिजन की वजह से जो टिश्यू मैनिपुलेशन है वो कम होता है, टिश्यू रिस्पेक्ट आजू बाजू के, जैसे हमने देखा कि यूट्रस के आजू बाजू ब्लैडर है या फिर फूड बैग है, उन सब का मैनिपुलेशन भी कम होता है। तो उसके बाद टिश्यू मैनिपुलेशन कम होने के बाद ऑपरेशन के बाद पेशेंट को डिस्कम्फर्ट, पेन, वो सब कम होता है। एंड very big advantage of the laparoscopy is we have a 20 times magnified view, तो उसकी वजह से ऑपरेशन में ब्लीडिंग भी बहुत ही कम होता है। तो ओवरऑल पेशेंट की रिकवरी वगैरह बहुत फास्ट रहती है।
Okay, so Dr. Santwan, where do you think hysterectomy should be done?
Okay, so I'll explain you in that way that this laparoscopic hysterectomy is a technically advanced procedure and it's a skillful procedure. So to perform this surgery properly, a doctor has to take a proper training and he should be very much comfortable in performing the surgery. So ये procedure वैसे ही जहाँ पे करवानी चाहिए जहाँ पे पूरी लेप्रोस्कोपी के लिए डेडिकेटेड टीम रहती है, ओटी स्टाफ जो रहता है, ऑपरेशन के लिए जो नर्सिंग स्टाफ रहता है, ये वो स्टाफ इस ऑपरेशन के लिए पूरा ट्रेंड होना चाहिए। दूसरी चीज कि ये जो लेप्रोस्कोपी इट इज अ टेक्नोलॉजिकली डिपेंडेंट ऑपरेशन। सो ऐसी हॉस्पिटल की जहाँ पे इस ऑपरेशन के लिए सभी इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स, सभी इक्विपमेंट्स अवेलेबल हो, बैकअप इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स तैयार हो। दूसरा एसेप्टिक प्रिकॉशन टीम, एनेस्थेशिया टीम, वो सभी चीजें हो जिसकी वजह से एक पूरा टीम अप्रोच मिले और पेशेंट को हम अच्छे से अच्छी सर्जरी करके लेप्रोस्कोपी के सभी एडवांटेजेस दे सके, वैसी जगह पे करना चाहिए।
Okay, so thank you so much, doctors, for the wonderful insights shared with our web audience. So friends, we conclude today's session. I'm delighted to inform you that Zydus Hospitals Ahmedabad, in its usual progressive strides, has added another feather to its cap. As sir has explained us that we have expert surgical doctors, dedicated gynec, laparoscopic unit, best-in-class surgical equipment site, and proper aseptic precautions which we take. And we have a team of physiotherapists, dietitians, and nursing to take care of you. So patient requiring this surgery can now get discharged in just 24 hours for their comfort from illness. So this is Kritika signing off. Thanks a lot for joining us today. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you, sir.